The Cache Valley Media Group's countdown of the top 25 Aggie football players for 2023. In at number 13 on our list is Otto Tia, wide receiver, tall and talented. He is 6'4", 220 pounds, a sophomore, and from Layton, Utah, Northridge High School. He's number 13 on our list, wide receiver, Otto Tia.
Yes, Otto Tia. As I mentioned, former standout at Northridge High School. He's entering his third year at Utah State. Hasn't played a ton, at least on offense. Appeared in a couple games as what would eventually be his redshirt season. Appeared in all 13 games last year as a redshirt freshman. But of like the 254 snaps he played, I think 230 of them were on special teams. So not too many offensive snaps. He did catch his first pass of his career, and it's still his only reception of his career. It was a 9-yard reception in the bowl game. But despite not playing very much, obviously first couple of seasons, I'm very high on Otto Tia. I had him pretty high on my ballot. I'm going to double check where I put him. But he's a guy who I think in spring ball, going into spring ball, there wasn't a ton of focus on him. At least for me, I wasn't looking at him very much. When I saw him play, he was like toward the top of the depth chart, and I was like, gotta watch this kid. And I think my opinion of him has only gotten higher and higher.
Yeah, I first noticed him. He showed up on my radar last fall, and really was impressed with his size, with how he moved, liked what he was doing. And I knew that he wasn't going to get a lot of playing time based on some of the guys that were ahead of him, but he's somebody that I've kept an eye on, and have really watched him in the spring again. And he was to give you a little bit of an idea, the type of person he is or how he is regarded among his teammates. Late in the year, he was one of the team captains. So trotting out there as a redshirt freshman, he was one of the team captains late in the season. And this is a guy that I think has great size and good speed, has a good nose for the ball. This is a possession wide receiver for Utah State like we've seen in the past, which we were wanting to see a little bit more of last year, but we just never saw that consistency. From what I've observed out of Otto Tia, we're going to get back to that. And I actually had him in my top 10. I had him as high as number 9 on my ballot. But again, this is kind of an ongoing theme with our top 25. This is a lot based on the prospect of what they can do. We haven't seen a lot of Otto Tia at the Division I level at the Utah State making plays on the field, but how he's put in the work and how he's developing and the type of role that is going to be there for him to play, then he could be positioned to make a real big impact for USU on its offense.
Yeah, we'll see just how much of the volume of catch he's able to get, because Blake Anderson's talked about spreading the ball around, and the starting jobs are very much up for grabs. He's going to be competing with Colby Bowman, who's another wide receiver who there's a lot of hype around. Micah Davis. Well, I think Otto Tia is one of 4 or 5 wide receivers in the top 25. So, I think he'll be able to make an impact. He said as a possession receiver, out of all the guys we talk about, he's the tallest and maybe the best position to be that, the guy that just goes out there and gets a tough catch. And that's the kind of guy you want to have. There's a lot of variety. Terrell Vaughn, slot receiver. Colby Bowman, be a big downfield threat. Micah Davis, similar to Terrell Vaughn in slot and versatility. But Otto Tia, you want that guy that you just throw it to a spot and that man's going to go get it.
Right. If you need to do a jump ball and you need a wide receiver out there that can out jump a 5'10" corner, that's your guy. If you need it back at the corner of the end zone, do a fade route to the corner, that's your guy. And so that's what I've observed in practices. Would love to see how that translates to actual games. But I like what I've seen so far in a young Otto Tia, and he's got a lot of physical abilities. Can we see how well he plays every down and impact the offense for Utah State? A bit of a question, but enough of the other of our ballot people who submitted ballots also thought fairly highly of him to make it at number 13.
Yeah, definitely. And Blake Anderson, he did mention that, Otto Tia's got to bring it together with confidence and things like that, but he did also mention he's just about everything you want in a wide receiver. That was a quote that I ended up being able to put in one of my articles. I pointed out Otto Tia is one of the potential breakouts among newcomers or among returners, guys who could make that big jump. So Otto Tia definitely a guy to watch, and I'll be watching for him, in the first fall scrimmage. I almost said spring scrimmage again.
Fall scrimmage.
The first fall scrimmage.
One this Saturday.
Yeah, the first one coming up this Saturday. So we'll certainly be watching for him.
So Otto Tia, 13th on our list. He wears number 15 on his jersey. 6'4", 215 pounds. Otto Tia on our top 25 Aggies of 2023.